There has never been a better time for disagreement. And I have found that this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I was leading a workshop a couple of weeks ago, and I felt like it went really well. I led the whole session. Everybody seemed to be really participatory. This was kind of a semi-public thing that was hosted by another organization. So there were about 20 people in the room representing different organizations. Everybody seemed to be with me as I led this session about business development and how you can be to really maximize the opportunity when you're networking, when you're leading business development conversations, when you're gearing up for interviews, when you are advising the proposal folks on your perspective, sharing some language that they can put into the proposal. It was a really good session. I felt like everybody was with me every step of the way. And the host organization invited feedback from the participants. And I did get some really great feedback. It was almost entirely positive. And there was one person who anonymously said, I disagreed with what Pete had to say. And I felt like this was a real missed opportunity, not just for me, not just for the person who disagreed, but really for the whole room, because the whole room could have participated in a conversation that didn't happen because this person didn't chime in and say, yeah, I disagree. I see it a different way. Now, I do typically ask the room for other perspectives, other thoughts. And I think I probably did during this session. I can't guarantee it, but I think I probably did. And the reason I do that is I want there to be disagreement. I want people to lay out their perspectives, not so that I can argue with it and tell them why they're wrong, but so that the whole room can hear the debate. It's kind of like in a courtroom when two lawyers throw out two different perspectives about the same events. The jury gets to weigh in. They get to hear these two different perspectives and decide what they believe. There isn't one right place to be on anything. And I don't believe that sage presence is the one and only and best perspective on anything in particular, but I do think we have some pretty darn useful perspectives. We do have some good approaches. And what I want is for people to take it on enough to try it out and see what happens when they try it out. So if I made a mistake a couple of weeks ago in this session, it was not to invite the disagreement enough, to not make enough room for disagreement, to not invite people into the conversation enough. And I want to invite you to do this, to invite others to disagree with you and to explicitly make room for additional perspectives. Not so that you can argue with them, but so that there can be a more robust conversation. More people can participate in that conversation and decide for themselves what is right for them.